today I went to the dentist. Why? 6-month checkup. I go every 6 months, and I had no cavities. It is very good. So now I've got my another one scheduled for like October 30th. Right, the day before Halloween. Halloween's one of my favorite holidays. But so yeah, today I was trying to trace a cable in one of our lab buildings we have here, and I found where the cable goes to, and like, I just don't understand this switch doesn't have enough stuff plugged into it. And well, talking to everybody, like, wait, because the guy that I replaced, he really took care of all that, and he's the one that knows exactly where things were located. So I'm like, well, it should be in our communications closet down here. Well, come to find out, no, it's not. There's actually another location in the building that tomorrow I'm gonna go to and try to trace it, and it's just a good idea to know where everything's at. It's kind of bad. It's like, wait, the IT guy that's supposed to know the networking, well, he's like, okay, this is where things should be. There's only like 8 cables that run in here. Where's the rest? So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. My brain's going blank. Oh, something I was thinking about with the dentist. Like the lady that I was talking that basically was cleaning my teeth and everything. She was asking me things, and midway through, I was sitting there thinking, I wonder. I mean, because like, you have to be nice and everything. It is a service industry, I guess you'd call it, like a bedside manner type thing. And I was after she's talked to me a few times, I was wondering, after she'd asked me a few things, like, I wonder how many times she's had this conversation today. I mean, I went at 9 a.m., so she's probably met maybe not very many times, because when you come in, the next person you haven't asked them yet because she asked me how my Easter was and what all I did. And it's one of those things to where, like, yeah, maybe you might have a typical day if you clean. If it takes you 10 to 20 minutes to clean each person's teeth, or probably 30 minutes by the time you get in, get in a chair, and you get all this stuff on and everything. I mean, you work 8 hours a day. Yeah, that's 16 people. If one comes in and just a constant stream. So I mean, you'd have that conversation 16 times. God, that would drive me nuts. So yeah, I mean, but everybody's different. Everybody's gonna give you a different answer. But I understand. It kind of struck me. I was wondering. I mean, maybe I might have been her second, third person to be in that chair today. And I was thinking, yeah, she's probably had this conversation a number of times. And she didn't look bored. She didn't look aggravated or anything like that. She looks very cheerful. She's a really nice lady. And it's just kind of things I think about sometimes. I wonder how many times this person had this conversation. It's kind of like me with when I meet somebody new and I'm like, oh yeah, what do you do? I'm a network administrator and a programmer or a developer. Most of the time, I get a few responses. I'm like, oh yeah, my son, my cousin, my nephew, something. He's really good at computers too. Oh, okay. How old is he? Oh, he's 14. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, yeah, he's probably good with computers. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong. There's 14-year-olds out there who probably teach me a lot. But most of the time, when people say, "Oh yeah, my whatever is really good at computers too," I don't. And sometimes I've actually had that person be there and they yell. They get the I say kid, not really kid, teenager, young adult, whatever. They come in there and it's like, oh yeah, Papa's in there, so tell them about what you do. And the kid knows that most of the time the kid's like, oh, okay, yeah. He knows he doesn't know that much. or he's like, oh yeah, or they'll be like, oh yeah, they'll be happy and talk about what they know, which is great. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying if you, oh my god, you're trying to talk down, but no, it's not it. But when somebody is like tries to go to, oh yeah, my blah blah's really good at computers, and then they get that person to come in and try to, that's just a conversation I have a lot. That doesn't annoy me or anything. I'm not trying to say it does. Whoa! Somebody tried to cut over onto me. But yeah. Also, the second one I have, which this one does annoy me, is like when they find out like I'm a programmer or a developer, and they say, "Oh yeah, I know some HTML." HTML and programming are two drastically different things. One, if you're a designer, I don't know what the hell you're doing, because I can't do design. I make things work. I don't make them pretty. I tell that all the time to people. It's like, if you want to work, I can do that. You want it to be pretty? I can't do that. I don't have a design. I don't have that eye for that. So that's something I can't do on it. But if you know HTML and you think you can program, no. Because they're two different things. HTML is more for design, and programming is not really in design. It's a different mindset. So it's, and if you're wanting to talk about, hey, yeah, I know HTML, I'd like to get into PHP or some web development or things, I will talk with you all day about it. But if you want to talk to me about like tables and just the new thing, like new things you've learned, and you're trying to, I'm trying to look at, in case there's certain people I've had these conversations with, and I don't want to embarrass them, so I'm not going to mention any names. But there are times when people, they like are trying to impress you with what they know, and they're talking about like very, very basic things in HTML. And if you're trying to learn and you're like, hey, yeah, I started studying this, I'm really knowing this, and I'm very happy for you. It's great. But the people I'm talking about were, I'm trying to remember the exact wording they did. They said they were talking about a table, and they're talking about this really complex website they designed. They used this table to keep everything, and really trying to impress with what they did. And what I thought they were, what I thought they were doing is that they wrote a PHP. The way they were describing it is, I thought they had written a PHP script that basically drew this thing on the fly. No, they hard coded it. So I think I'm making myself sound like a jerk, but I don't care. And they're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And what really kind of set it off was the last thing. And it's that they, at the very end of the conversations, yeah, Dustin, you probably really wouldn't understand what I'm talking about, though. And I was like, really? Now, I didn't say anything or anything like that. And it was maybe an hour later or something like that. Somebody asked me where I worked. I told them, this is one of my previous positions where I worked at an advertising company doing, basically as a network administrator. I didn't do any design. I didn't make anything look pretty. Anything I'd have done was ugly. This is, I will admit. And they're like, oh, what's one of the websites of the company? And I showed him, and somebody pulled it up on a computer, and he looked at it. And I was like, I didn't design it. I was like, I didn't, that's when our designers do that. I just do the back end with the servers to make sure the site's up and running. And I think he realized at that point that he kind of insulted me, but I don't know. I'm kind of losing track of my original point here. But conversations, and sometimes you repeat the same conversations, and basically, I don't see. My whole point was I don't see how she didn't get annoyed by having the same conversation over. What made me over it, I'm not sure if she did or not. But because like because there's the lady to clean my teeth, the main dentist to come in, because first girl asked me how I had Easter, and then the dentist come in, she asked me how my Easter was and everything. So it's like it's kind of a thing you do because it's for bedside manners. I'm just like, that would drive me absolutely bonkers to do that. But yeah, sorry. That is a very long-winded way to say that one little tiny thing. But I'll be back later tonight. I have an issue that I've basically ever since I've worked at a call center. And that is, I hate calling people or talking to them on the phone. I can't stand talking on the phone. Just anything to do with the phone. Just can't stand it. I don't. So, yeah, calling, talking, any of it. I don't like it. So, every single time at work I need to call Dell, like for a service call. I dread calling. I'm just like, I don't want to call these people. I'm like, can't I just send an email to them and let them call me back? Because if they call me back, I can't avoid it. I have to talk to them. But just initiating that call is just, ever since the working in a call center, just can't stand it. Don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why. It's because I spent 8 hours a day talking on a phone. Granted, I didn't have like a cell phone doing this. I had a headset on and instead of a computer. But God, I hated that. Well, I had to take it back. I liked the people I worked with. The people I worked with were cool. Place wasn't the greatest, but it was okay. But yeah. So yeah. Every time I have to call Dale, I hate it. It's just something because I needed to call Dale today for the thin clients to get them updated and everything. It's because they have the OS in the digital vault, and you got to have like an account to that. But I don't know all the information to get into the account, and the guy that did, I think he retired. So we may not be, so it might be a little while before I can get that information. Let's see. So tomorrow I will be going. They'll be showing me where the actual drops are for the switch and everything, because I had no idea where they were at. I spent 2 hours trying to figure out why I couldn't get this to work and where everything was going to. I was like, there's no other rack in this. There's no other switch in this closet. Where is it? But it's kind of funny. To get to this area, you got to go past these two restricted. That's like, do not enter authorized personnel only. Huh? It's kind of funny when you see those signs. It's like, I'm wondering how many people actually pay attention to them, because it's a facilities area basically. It's got all the stuff, like all the power and communication closets and stuff like that. But if you wanted to, you could walk into it. I mean, they'll take it back. Well, you really can't because they're locked. But if somebody forgot to lock it, I mean, you'd walk right in. You could start turning off the power to the building. I mean, then there's also if you want to get in the communications closet, you have to get up through another steel door. So yeah, but plus knowing where it's at, because it's in this basement, it's kind of like a labyrinth of hallways. It makes me wonder, because there's this one guy, I can't remember, I saw a YouTube video that basically I think he's a security consultant, but he wanders around these buildings. He just walks in and just sees where he can go. And it's kind of funny when he tells the stories about, oh yeah, I went here, I stole this pen. Okay, so he has the pen. And then he knows there's this door that has a little peg that sticks down. And he's thinking, well, I could get in there. So what he did is he basically took that pen he just stole, stuck in that hole so that the door couldn't lock. And he just came back later and pushed the door open. Now he was in a secure area of the building. And it's funny listening to, like, he said that if you walk by and you just say hi,
and just keep walking, most people think you're there and you know where you're supposed to be. If you kind of like walk around and like you're looking like you they can tell you're not supposed to be there. So it's kind of funny listening to that. I need to find his YouTube channel again or find that video and watch it. I think I had it on Reddit or something like that I saw it. But anyways, today was weird. Just looking for that, trying to figure out everything in this other building. But tomorrow, hopefully, I will. So I need to get to bed, get a good night's sleep, because I've been playing Persona 5 way too much. I was like, oh, it's 9:30. I'm going. And Adrian fell asleep about, I think, 8:30, 9 o'clock. And I was like, okay, I'll play Persona 5. So play it for a little while, look at my watch. 9:30. Play for a little bit longer. It's 11. Okay. Let me get to the next save point. Alright, save point. Alright, what time is it? 11:20. Crap, I gotta do my video. So yeah. Very good game. I really like it. There's a lot of cussing in it. A lot more than I think there's been in any other Persona game. But it is... Sorry. The themes in this game are a lot more adult than the other ones. And I don't mean like, oh, there's killing and all that stuff, yeah. But this one deals with like abuse, sexual harassment, things like that. So, and I'm just past the first boss, so I'm not sure what else it's going to deal with. But I mean, Persona 4 dealt with adultery and murder and things like that. But it's kind of bad when you say, oh, murder is not as big of a deal as this. But the problem is that in this game you meet the character that's doing it, and you see the results, and like you see the kid with bruises, and you see the emotional scars, and somebody tries to commit suicide, and it's pretty I mean, it's pretty heavy. So, but I really like it so far. The game's been really good. But I highly recommend checking it out. It's on the PS3 and PS4. That's a very, very good game. And if you're like, I ain't paying that much money for that game, wait a few months. It'll drop in price. All games do. But anyways, I won't get off here because I need to get to bed. But hope you guys had a good day. Like I said, mine's weird. But talk to you about it tomorrow.